Once you've finished making your music and it's time to export it out as an audio file or another type of file format that could be read by another software sequencer such as Pro Tools, we select the region that we want to export out. So in my case, it's for just one bar, and we go to File. So we're going to look at Bounce first. Bounce corresponds with anything that is audio related. On the left hand side we have different options for different types of audio files that can be exported, and depending on which one is selected changes the options that we can apply. The tick corresponds with the type of audio file that we're actually going to export. So I have MP3 ticked, so if I want to change the settings I need to make sure I select MP3. I can choose things like the bit rate or the type of file that I'm producing. I'm going to call it drums. By default this is already saved it as drums, and save it onto my desktop. As I already have a file, it's going to ask me to replace it. That's fine this time, so I'm going to hit replace. And on my desktop I've now got this audio file called drums, which we can listen to. If I wanted to export this MIDI information out and use it in somewhere like Pro Tools or perhaps in Ableton, I can export this out as a different type of data file. So for this I'm going to go to Export. Selection as MIDI file is the file that I want to use. This will allow me to, like I say, open it in Pro Tools, but there are different options. We can export individual regions as files or whole tracks as audio files, depending on what you want to do with it. I'm just going to keep it simple and use a MIDI file for now. I'm going to call this drums MIDI and hit save. I'm going to replace the one that is already on my desktop. And this file now, whilst looks very similar to my audio file, has a .mid extension. That indicates that it's a data file, and I could now import that data information into Pro Tools. Any controller information that I used within the project would also be retained in this file.